Righto, what's going on guys? Welcome back to another video. Just absolutely no one even asked for this video, but I thought I would make it. Firstly, because I've actually sort of run out of content to keep rolling with while I'm not working. So I needed another video. And also because I know that a lot of my viewers have really appreciated in the past sort of my complete transparency and my explaining of exactly what's going on, so that we're all on the same page. So I figured I would make this video and just try and further explain sort of what's going on at the moment, where we're headed and what's coming up. So big news for starters is my son has arrived. He has been born. He's currently 10 days old, so that's awesome. So I haven't been working for now over 3 weeks. Been sort of waiting for him. He was well overdue. So since his due date, I've pretty much not been working. I've been at home waiting, and he decided to be over. I think it was about 11 or 12 days overdue. So it's been a little while now since I've been working, hence the sort of lack of great content coming out. But I do plan on going back to work next week, so we should be able to keep on rolling and go with that. So Mum and Bubs are home now, both doing really well. Everything's going awesome, so super stoked. It's awesome. It's a trip being a dad, but it's gonna be sick. So secondly is merch. I've been working with my time off. I've been using that to sort of do up some designs, get some merch designs happening. Managed to set up a complete online shop, which is ready to go. I'm just waiting for stock so I can stock it up and get it out to you guys and put the link out there. I've currently sent off a few designs to Jacob there at DeathClick and hoping to get some merch done ASAP. I put out some designs for some t-shirts out on Instagram and managed to get some really good feedback on those. Like, it wasn't even like maybe feedback, it was I put out 3 designs and it was dead set everyone just picked 2 and the other one just is not going to happen. So that was super easy and awesome. So thanks guys for your feedback. Currently I'm planning on just doing stickers for start. Hopefully get a few stickers out and, you know, make a bit of money on those and use them to stock up some shirts. It's just that currently I don't particularly have the money to order shirts in bulk, and I know for a fact that you know, printing off a really small run of those shirts, A, it makes it inefficient for me because I've got to pay for the setup cost for the print, and B, I'm pretty sure it just makes it a real pain for Jacob to actually print them if there's not that many there. So I'm trying to sort of build up to it without sticking a whole heap of capital in it, because like I said, I haven't been working for a while. So bear with me guys, but as soon as those are out, I'll be putting them out onto the shop. I've currently applied for the shop to actually have Afterpay as well, as be an Afterpay merchant, which means that if you want to do installments and that sort of thing, you can definitely get on there and get some merch. Definitely the best way to support the channel, because obviously you're supporting us financially to do things we want to do, but you're also getting something out of it. I sort of like that idea better than something like Patreon or anything like that, where, you know, you're sort of just throwing money. Much rather, you know, have the merch. The other thing is, obviously, if you're using the merch and the stickers and the shirts and you're wearing the merch, it gets the name out there. So it sort of works twofold for us, where you're supporting the channel financially, but also getting its name out there and it broadening our reach for viewers, which is in turn going to lead to more merch sales and more viewership, and it just sort of hopefully will snowball a bit and we can get some money in to do some way more awesome builds for you guys, which we have planned coming up. So thirdly, I just want to talk about sort of what projects are on the way and what's going on, and I wanted to talk a bit more in depth about the change in the platform of the content that we're doing. So basically, I made a short video sort of explaining the shift from going from daily vlogging into a bit of a different platform for content. However, the last clip of the video, there was no sound, so a fair bit of what I tried to explain didn't really get brought across properly. And since then, I've sort of started to explain this in a couple of videos, which you will probably see as time rolls on. But what I'm trying to do with the content now is make a more rich sort of content for the viewer that's a bit more rewarding, there's a bit more information and a bit more going on. So a lot of those things that I've filmed are starts with videos that haven't finished yet because we haven't got enough content on those builds. So I apologize guys, you're probably going to hear this thing repeated a few times now, but it's just all about that, trying to make a more full-bodied content that's you know, is a bit more rewarding for the viewer. So essentially I tried to do the daily vlog thing for like a good month, over a month. I think I put out a video every day and it was pretty good. At the time we had a lot going on with moving the business, doing the 31 and then Zach's, the collaboration with Zach, so we had a lot of stuff happening. So the daily content admittedly was pretty good. There was quite a bit of stuff going on and quite a bit that we could make content out of. But I found that as that sort of started to taper off, as I was getting closer to my son being born and I had been home a bit more, I just found that there was not enough, there pretty much just wasn't enough content for the videos to do a daily vlog. So the platform of doing daily vlogs is actually very, very taxing. It takes heaps of time and effort. So if you do watch YouTubers that do daily vlog, definitely appreciate what they're doing, because it takes so much time and so much work to actually put out content daily. It's very, very hard. So first thing I found was that it was just too much time and effort to do daily vlogging, especially for the money that I was making with the size of the channel that I have. You know, I don't get massive amounts of views. I appreciate all of the people who watch so much. I really, really do enjoy my fan base. You're all absolutely wicked. I talk to a lot of you very often. But I don't have a big enough audience to make a lot of money off the viewership of the videos. So there's not a lot of return for the amount of money that there's not a lot of return for the amount of time that I was putting in to the channel through that period. And I just found that the content was starting to just drop off. You know, the quality of the videos on daily content was just starting to diminish and dwindle away as I was trying to do other things that weren't so much stuff you could film. And it's a direction I don't want to go in, basically, with my channel. When I started this channel, it's always been about the content and you know, the cars. It's never been about me. I never really had any inclination to be a big famous personality. Otherwise I would have named the channel just my name or something, you know. I gave the channel its own name so that we could brand it, and I want the channel to be something that's bigger than just myself. So I want, you know, all my friends which are part of the channel as well, I want them all to come up with me. Obviously with the YouTube channel, you have to bring some element of personality to the channel for it to be successful, and I feel like we do have a pretty good balance. But, you know, I've got no desire to be a big famous personality, really. It's really about the content, and rather than do daily vlogging, where it becomes more about me personally, I'd rather do longer, more content rich videos for you guys, where you get a lot more enjoyment out of the video. Not only that, is for a small channel, I believe it's a better platform to be making content, because I feel like you're going to attract more people to the channel. Whereas if you're doing daily content, daily vlogging, there's not a lot of body in the content, or, you know, good content in the videos. It's hard for new people to really get involved with the channel. So that's pretty much where I'm at. So like I said to you guys before, you know, I'd be happy to move back into daily content if it gets to such a point where there is that much going on all the time and there is enough happening that I can make really good videos daily. It's just that at the moment, while we're trying to build this business, I'm trying to focus on other things, my family. You know, we've got too much stuff going on to make a good video every day that's actually going to be enjoyable for the viewer. So that's why I've decided to shift to a different sort of platform. So going off what I was saying before, you're probably going to hear this a few times in a few videos to come, but yeah, it's all about those videos I've started filming, but I'm waiting for parts on a few of those projects and stuff to sort of bring them and tie them all together. Obviously, with the shop, we had never actually planned to go full-time yet. Our plan was actually to buy the dyno at the end of this year and go full-time next year. But obviously we got faced with the dyno, which was a steal. It was a really good deal, so we bought it. Coincidentally, as soon as we got our dyno and got everything set up, we had this coronavirus stuff hit, and me and Rex have both been out of other work since, so we've almost been sort of forced into this full-time, because it's all we've really been able to do for the moment. It's actually working really well, we found. At the moment, with me returning to work next week and these coronavirus restrictions starting to lift, we are so busy. We've got work coming out our eyeballs. Rex has been busy working while I've been off. He's actually been doing a fair bit of stuff. He's been filming as well. So there is content coming. It's just that I haven't managed to be able to get any of that content off Rex to make any videos. And once again, we're trying to squeeze all this content into sort of one pretty big video for this stuff. So yeah, we're doing a few jobs for people who do want us to film content. These things will be out fairly soon. Like I said, we're just waiting for parts. That 1J Hilux we're doing, we're waiting on a bell housing from Delos, which was going to be 6 weeks, so that's probably still another 3 weeks away. So that's going to be a while. That little AE82, it is getting a new ECU, so there will be more content out on that thing once it's sorted out and we can get a decent tune on it with a new ECU. We've got a VE Maloo, which we're doing a cam and head package on, which is also being filmed at the moment. Rex is working on that right now. But yeah, so when I do customer cars like these ones, I want to try and squeeze them all into sort of one video. That way the customer has sort of the one video of their car that they can watch. And you know, we don't really need to be dragging out the content like we have been in the past. So I've got a fair few really cool oddball cars that I'm going to be tuning when I get back to work. I've got a Barra Cressida coming in, which is going to be awesome. You know, RB25 swapped E36. We've got a pretty off-tap RB25 GU Patrol, which is going to be coming in as well. So there's going to be a few of those like videos where I make single videos on those cars, show off what we're doing, and you know, I think that's going to be really good for the channel and really good for you guys. Some really nice new content. As for our stuff, Rex has actually started on the blue 1-tonner, which I often get asked about by you guys, the one that sits down in the storage shed there. It's got a lot of history with us. I actually might make a complete video on the history of that car, because it does carry a lot of weight with us in the business, and personally we've had that car for well over 15 years now, so very, very cool. So Rex has actually pulled the motor out of that and started pulling it down. I'm not going to go too much into it because I'm going to when I do that video anyway, so I don't want to just keep making content that repeats itself. But yeah, so that's well underway. That's going to be an awesome project. We've got the LSR31. We've managed to get some engine mounts and stuff for that from Castlemaine Rod Shop. We didn't realise at the start that Castlemaine Rod Shop already did mounts for an LS into an R31, so we figured to save us the time and screwing around, we just buy their mounts. Makes it really easy. So they've arrived, so they're there. So we've also ordered and received a fair bit of the engine parts we need to build that motor the way we want to build it. So that's well underway as well. And yeah, so that's pretty much what's going on for us at the moment. So yeah, without going into too much detail of this stuff and repeating myself, there's a fair bit of stuff coming up. It's going to be great content for you guys. Sorry it's been a bit of a hiatus, but I'm sure you can sympathise that I've been quite busy. But I look forward to getting some more decent content out in this new platform, which is hopefully going to sort of extend our reach a bit further. And if you want to support the channel, there's going to be merch very soon, in which you can do that. So the last thing I wanted to talk about in this video, which I know there's going to be a lot of people that are going to be really unhappy about, but I've been doing heaps of thinking, especially with all my time off, about, you know, what's going on, where we're trying to head with the business, and what I'm doing with the channel, and everything that's going on pretty much. And I've sort of come to a point where I'm pretty sure I'm going to sell off all my Cressida stuff, and not give up on the idea of the MX82, like the LS build, but I've sort of decided that my idea to build like a full pro comp spec level drift car at a point where I've never even competed is pretty much dumb. Like, it's a pretty dumb thing when you think about it. Not to mention, like, we're doing the LS and the 31 now, which is going to be a really pretty capable car as it is. You know, obviously I've drifted 31s quite a bit, and you can make them quite a capable car. And with the power we plan on making with that combo, that is going to be a very fun and very capable car. And because we're doing it the way we're doing it, I'm not going to be afraid to drive it. I think my driving is going to develop pretty well on that car, and it's going to be awesome. Also, still planning to do the Barra Sil. The Barra S13 I think is going to be a really fun build, and I think it's going to do very well for the channel. And I'm also teaming up with some companies where they have a lot to gain from that build as well, so I really do want to go ahead with that build. So even then, you look at those two, that's, like, for me, that's two drift sort of beaters that I plan on building hopefully this year already. I don't need another one. Like, how many drift cars does one person need? I don't particularly need to do the MX82. I've got other things that I want to do, especially with where we're going with the business. I want to start building some quick cars. I want to start building some street cars that I can actually drive and enjoy, and make more content of driving and enjoying these cars that we build, rather than building drift cars where I have trouble trying to get to the track, struggling with time and money and everything that's going on. I don't need 3 drift cars. I can't drive 3 drift cars. So the other thing is, nothing that I have for the MX82 platform is anything rare. Both of those shells are very, very run-of-the-mill basic shells, very easy to replace at any point, and very cheap. So there's not much point in me holding on to those 2 shells for a build that I might get to. It doesn't make a lot of sense logistically. I need to make some room for some other cars. I've actually got a BMW E30 that I want to get home. So I need to create some room, get rid of some of my stuff, and it makes sense to get rid of the MX82s, because even if I do decide that I actually do want to go ahead with an MX82 build, which may happen in the future, definitely not ruling that out. It's just that at that point it's so easy to just pick up another shell. Like, they're so cheap, they're everywhere, they're not rare. It doesn't make much sense to hold on to them. So I definitely am thinking about selling up all my Cressida stuff to make room and free up some funds to use for the LS car, and hopefully get my E30 home. And, you know, I'd rather, once I've got 2 drift beaters, I'd rather then put some energy and time and money into building some street cars. I want to build a street car out of my E30. I've got a GD626 that I want to build a street car out of as well. Me and Rex want to build our Trans Am. We want to build that into, you know, like a really quick car. We've got other things that I would rather put my time and effort into rather than keeping on building drift beaters. It's just not something I want to continue to do forever. Obviously, I love to drift. It's one of the most fun driving disciplines I reckon there are. So I'm always going to be into drifting. But yeah, I simply don't need that many drift cars. It's ludicrous and it doesn't make much sense, especially considering where we're trying to move with the business. So just about the only thing that I'd keep out of all my Crusader stuff is going to be that clutch pedal that I got off Adam. That is one thing that is very rare and very hard to replace and that I would definitely use if I wanted to build another one. So I'm going to keep clutch pedal, but apart from that, everything else can go. The LS engine mounts that I bought from KE Conversions, I wasn't even sure that I was going to use them down the road anyway. I was thinking about making my own mounts and mounting the engine off the chassis rails instead of off the cross member so I could easily gain access to the sump on a track day, which I think is quite important for a comp level car. So I've still got all these ideas and I reckon the MX-82 platform would be very good, oddball platform and work really well for a comp level car for what I wanted to do. But at this stage, I just can't see me in the near future needing or wanting to build that comp spec drift car at this point. You know, if I take the LS car that I build in the 31, I start doing some amateur comps, start getting into comp drifting that way. Hopefully that'll lead me down that path where eventually I do build the MX-82. But at this point, I just can't see it happening in the near future. Not near enough for me to warrant storing those two shells and, you know, just having them pretty much rotten and be a pain and have to keep moving them around and then being in the way and not being able to get other cars that I actually want to build into street cars home. So anyway guys, I hope you understand, you know, where I'm going with that. I know that there's a lot of Crusader people on the channel which are probably going to be pretty disappointed, who are sort of looking forward to that build. We've still got Crusader content with Adam's car, obviously, but yeah, I just can't see that happening. So my plan is to offload those cars. I want to offload a few other cars and shells that I've got lying around that aren't really going to be used or being used. Trying to get rid of a lot of the S13 stuff. I want to start on my S13 build soon so that I can get all of the parts that I want off the bench shell and get the shell that I want to build semi-rolling and have everything in it so that way I can scrap the other shell. You know, there's a few things like that. I just want to start tidying up my stuff around the place and make it a bit nicer. So anyway guys, sorry for this fairly long-winded and probably fairly boring video, but I know that you are pretty invested in the channel. Will probably appreciate the little heads up and a bit of an update of what's going on, because I haven't made an update for quite a while, not since before my son was born. So I managed to have enough content to get up to about now without having a massive gap in each sort of video. I started playing around with some live stuff a couple of weeks ago, which I think is going to be pretty cool. I'm pretty excited to do a fair bit more live feeding. I had a lot of fun. It's a really fun way to engage with you guys and, you know, chat about stuff, so that's awesome. So that's been great. Hope you've enjoyed this video. Smash the like, smash subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one. And hopefully I'll be getting some actual decent working content back out very soon. So thanks guys, catch you later.